Hi guys, welcome back. In today's video it's another session with Mango. Today I'm working on desensitizing him to lots of stuff, getting him really calm with lots of spooky things. So the start where I just kind of do the stuff that I normally do, brushing him and all that, I'm going to run through it a little bit quicker than normal, just so that we can get to the other stuff. Otherwise the video will be 44 minutes long. And I did actually take my time when I did it, but just in the video I'm going to cut it shorter so that, yeah, you know what I mean. So I brushed him, and I also brushed him on the other side, obviously, and then I brushed his mane. I moved out the way so that you could see what I was doing. And I also did his forelock. Oops. I also brushed his tail. And I did forget to pick out his feet, but I did make up for it at the end of the video by picking them out later. So now I lead him around the yard in both, with me on both of his sides, one side and then the other. Obviously I can't chop myself in half. And I also walked him over that kind of pole stick thing that's in the yard, just to, step him over something. And then he got lots of scratchies for being good. I then went to go and get the stick that has plastic bags on the end, which is the first thing that I'm going to do with him. So you can see me there going and getting it. It looks very scary. And I started off with just putting it down on the floor, kind of next to the pole that we walked over, just so it's on the ground, and then he can go and see it first. And this is where the fun begins. So I tried a method that sort of goes with the natural horsemanship method when there's something that they're scared of, which I don't know if you can see it, but he was putting his ears forward and kind of that sort of thing. So you walk them up to it, but before they have a chance to sort of get too scared, you back them up away from it, and then slowly you put them forward closer and closer, and then you back them up again, and then you put them closer, and then you back them up again, and then you turn them away, which is what I did. So this actually worked really well with him. He was so good. When I tried this with him a little while ago, it was more towards when we first got him, or when he first came here, and he was really scared of it, the plastic bags. But when I tried with this method, he was really calm. So there I just kind of fluffed them a little bit, touched them so they kind of made a little noise, and also so he could see that I was touching them and I was not scared. So hopefully that helped. And then I kind of kicked them a bit with my leg. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, he was very good and very calm, which I was quite surprised. So I did that a little bit, and then I did it on the other side as well, because it could be scary from the other side. And then I did that a little bit. I'm gonna put it in time lapse now so that you're not bored of seeing it loads, because I did do this for quite a long time. So here you'll see, I stopped and gave him a little rub, and then I picked it up just so he could see it, and he did I don't know if you can see, but he kind of tensed up a bit, and he was like, ooh, what's that? Kind of in a curious way, but also in a bit of a ooh, scary. So I placed it on this upside down bucket, so it's kind of lifted up a little bit. I thought that might make it look a little bit more scary or something new to look at. So I did the walk him forward and then back him up thing a little bit more with it like that. So now I picked it up and I kind of put it towards him, and you can see that he was very, ooh, what's that? Ooh, it moved. So I put it up to him, and then I put it down, and then I lifted it up, and then I put it back down, and then I just did that a little bit. So now you will see that the angle has changed, and now I'm holding it in my hand. So I did just give him a little break. So yeah, I'm holding it in my hand and putting it towards him and then away, and towards him and then away. And he's like, every time it goes towards him, he kind of jumps a little bit, and he's like, ooh. But it's all, it's all good. So I just did that a little bit towards and away, kind of like pressure and release. I can't remember if I already said that, but yeah. And I also did that on the other side as well. Always good to do it on both sides. So I did that quite a lot. So I'm going to put it in time lapse and probably put some music. And if there's anything like that I need to say, then I will just interrupt. So there I touched him with it and I was starting to rub him with it, like on his back, and then you'll see in a minute, oh yeah, I did just kind of stroking him with it, and he was pretty good. He kind of tensed up a little bit when it was going towards him, and a nice little scratch for him, reminding him he's being good. So yeah, I did that a little bit more. So I turned him around so that you could see when I was doing it on the other side as well, because otherwise it kind of didn't look like I was doing very much because it was like behind him, so you can see it a little bit better. So now I started bringing it towards his back leg, which obviously it's probably a bit more scary for him when it comes towards his leg. It hasn't really touched him there before. So I just did that a little bit, putting it towards him and then away. And he was actually so chill with that. So I decided to start stroking it, rubbing it a bit, and then, well, you'll see in a minute that I start rubbing it up and down on his leg, and then I also do the front ones, but obviously first a little scratchy. So yeah, you'll see me doing that. I'm going to put music on again because I can't think of what to say. So now I was doing a little bit of just kind of in front of him because he found when I did that, and then he was like, oh, that's a little bit scary. So I was also putting it away and then towards him, and you can sort of see that he definitely looks at it when it comes towards him, and he kind of moves away a little bit. So I was just doing a bit of work with that, putting it towards him and then away, tapping his leg a little bit with it, just doing lots of silly stuff that he might find scary, just to get him really chilled with it. Also, after doing that sort of going forwards and backwards thing from the other side, I started lifting it up into the air, which he hadn't really experienced. Is that the right word? Yeah, he hasn't experienced it before. So I kind of lifting it up and then bringing it down and then lifting it up. And then I kind of just do it a lot beneath him, just underneath him, just moving it about, And then here you'll see that I start lifting it up into the air and like up and down. And like obviously it makes a bit more of a noise when it hits the ground, and like that kind of rustly bag sound and moving it about a lot, which I thought he was going to get a lot more scared of it, but no, he was amazing, so obviously that's really good. So yeah, I did that quite a bit, and he was like, look, putting it over his head, he was just so chill. Also did a bit so that it was like directly behind him, which obviously can be more scary, but again he was like really good with that. I was like, there you can see he's like licking and chewing, which is like a sign that they're calm and relaxed. So it's like so good that he's so calm. I was like honestly so surprised that he took that so well. But yeah, that's amazing. And then putting it like over his head, like behind him, and then in front of him. Like I thought it suddenly like coming down in front of him he would find more scary, but he was really brave. So yeah, I just did that a little bit more, and then yeah. And then after doing that for quite a long time and doing it quite a lot, it was probably quite intense, so I gave him a bit of a scratchy sesh, just giving him some nice scratchies and cuddles, telling him that he did really well, some nice scratchies, which he's been enjoying recently. Okay, so now on with the next thing. I got this towel and I was just like, doing that. I don't know what that motion is, up and down. So yeah, again, he was really calm, and then I was putting it towards him and then away. And I could sort of, from the beginning, do it a bit more sort of quicker and faster movements, which was really good. I mean, yeah, all good news. And then I went and did his back legs and around his bum, and like it wrapped around his back leg, and he was so chilled. So yeah. So after doing that for a while, I started doing it so it would be a bit more scary, where I sort of do it a bit suddenly, so with a bit of a gap in between, and then I suddenly do it to, add a bit more scariness in. And then there, I don't think he was expecting it, so he did do a spook, and then I will slow it down so that you can see it a bit better. And then there it is even slower. So basically what happened is he wasn't expecting me to do it so suddenly, and his instinct just said, scary, run. So he just really suddenly turned away. I was quite impressed of how quickly he can react. But then as you see, I pulled him straight back to where he was, and then I kept on just doing it. And then right after that, he was absolutely fine again. Not a single spook, so that was really good. And then here I'm kind of putting it over his head, so it like goes over his head, which is just good. And then you can also see I'm kind of moving it a bit quicker now, just kind of doing some more fast movements, which is just, good to get him used to stuff. There. And then here, as you can see, I'm kind of lifting my hand up, so it's a bit more scary having it high up, like with my hand up there and then putting it towards him. But he calmed, well, yeah, as you can see, yeah, he was very good with that. And then just to finish off with that exercise, I just walked him over the towel with it on the ground, yeah. And then again in the other direction. So now the next thing that I the next thing that I do is me like waving my hands about and then jumping up and down, which previous times, like when I've just done this, he's found it very scary. So but now obviously I've done a lot more work with him since when I did it last, but I did want to just do this, and you'll see when I start jumping up and down, he does get a little bit like, ooh, what's happening? But yeah, So there, you can see he kind of stepped away a bit and was like, oh, I'm not sure. And I thought he was going to do a spook, but he was actually very good and brave. So I made sure to give him lots of rubs and stuff, and he was very good. So I kind of jumped up and down and then stopped. Then jumped up and down and then stopped. And he was, yeah, very good. So after doing that for a good long time, I started stroking him whilst doing that, so kind of just slowly getting closer and closer to him. So there, I'm jumping up and down again, and then I slowly come closer to him, and there you see he's a little bit like, ooh, you're touching me. And then, oh yeah, was just stroking him kind of like normal, but just whilst jumping up and down, which he was really good, as you can see. So I finished there with the jumping up and down stuff, because I did actually do quite a lot of it, even though it's all sped up. And then I decided, hang on, let's get Chino's fly mask, let's just see what he does. So I just plonked it on him, and he was really good, you know, just put it on him, and he can see through it. Some people might think it's a blindfold, but he can see through it. And then I just stood there and let him just wear it for a sec, and then I do a close-up, because, oh yeah, he looks like a cool dude. Rub, rub, rub. And then before anything bad happened, I just took it off, and I was like, okay. I just wanted to see how he would react, and then, yeah. So, towards the start of the video, I did say that I forgot to pick out his feet, and that I did it at the end to make up for it. So I did it now, so you can just watch that. He's improved so much having his feet picked up and picked out. So I think it actually was quite good that I did it at the end, because we kind of had calm at the start, then all that kind of scary stuff in the middle, and then at the end to finish off with calm again, and also to remind him that just because I'm there when scary stuff is happening, I'm not the one, like, I'm not gonna hurt him, or that he doesn't need to be scared of me. So I just did that calm thing at the end with him. So I think that was actually really good. And then I also picked his hooves out on the other side, so I had to move the camera so that you could see better. But yeah. So after I did his feet, you'll see that I just give him some scratchies and just, yeah, scratching him to end the session with. So you can just watch that, but that's pretty much the end of the video. So yeah, thank you for watching. You can watch these last little bits. I'll just leave them in. Maybe put a bit of music or something. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, comment, or whatever. Yeah, thank you. Bye.